Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Ringo TV Reactions. We are back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen, for the full breakdown of the People magazine interview. We're about to break this thing down the right way. I'm going to give you exactly what you need to know. The truth. Only the truth will set you free. You see, Allison is trying to move on because she got a new man. And that is something that a lot of people don't understand. So as you tune in, make sure you hit that like button one time, because we have a lot of work to do. We want to break this thing down. You see, Allison never loved Twitch because she got a new man. That's what people don't know. This woman betrayed him, even in death, because the whole time she was allegedly cheating on him. For a woman that lost a husband and she wanted the world to believe that she got so much love for him, I find it rather strange that all of a sudden now she got a new man. But it gets real bad, people. She don't want to remember Twitch. If you're a Twitch boss fan, you need to listen carefully. You need to disregard all support from Allison. She have totally disgraced that man, embarrassed his legacy and his family. All to sell a book. So she could sell a book, y'all. She told us that Twitch was hiding a lot of secrets and he was on drugs and he had this and he had that. Well, why would you tell us that? How is that helping his legacy? I mean, if he was hiding this from you, why would you tell us? Just so you could sell a book? Listen to what she said, gang.
There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral. And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed. And it was very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue. So it was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out. But it also helped me process that he was going through so much and he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that. And he was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone. Because he loved everyone so much. He didn't want other people to take on his pain. But it was very alarming and scary to find those things and have never known. I have been trying to release all this anger this whole time, and I thought for a moment I had. I thought if you would have asked me 6 months ago, I thought I'd released all the anger out towards Steven. And I'm now learning that you're always gonna have triggers. There's always gonna be a moment when I get really sad or really angry or have a new thing I find out and get really confused, or like I said, like an aha moment of like, oh, how did I not know that before? And then I realized that's all a part of healing. And
You see, people, this woman is evil. And we got a lot to talk about. The full breakdown of the People magazine interview coming right up after this.
Young nigga about that paper.
Ringo TV.
Young nigga about that paper. Young nigga about that paper. Young nigga about that paper.
Ringo TV.
Yeah. True man, I'm free. I wake up a new episode. I pop out clean as can be up a level though. She talk to me like I'm not me. I get it though. Yeah. I'm so eclectic, on me to the credits roll. Talk down to me, they might have to send medical. I'm out the league, I'm OD, they pathetic though. Look how I move, I'm protected. Shawty so swoon in my presence. The world going through it outside, they unruly, but I keep it cool, they can't press me. I keep it pure with intention. They see what I'm on, ain't no victim. I might slide through with that top down. I keep it tuned with a high power. Put it on me, I'm blessed. Young nigga blessed. Big bag, manifest the sky, no stress. Keep no evil around me, can't ground me. I built it since when I had less. No hex on, God can't pause, nigga, look at how far we progress. Whatever we doing, we keeping it fluid, I don't see a thing. Young nigga about that paper.
Ringo TV.
Young nigga about that paper. 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 Hop on that jet, had to switch to the coast. One of a kind, I've been playing that role. They pay me to play me, I needed it for. It's real if I said I meant what I spoke. I'm legend, it's written, I shake up the city. Spin block till I'm dizzy, won't ever go broke. I'm chose, I must like do it a top down. I keep in tune with a high power. Put it on me, I'm blessed. Young nigga blessed. Big bag, manifest the sky, no stress. Keep no evil around me, can't ground me. I built it since when I had less. No hex on, God can't pause, nigga, look at how far we progress. Whatever we doing, we keeping it fluid, I don't see a thing. Young nigga about that paper.
Ringo TV.
Young nigga about that paper. Young nigga about that paper. Young nigga about that paper. Put it on me, I'm blessed. Big bag, but if it's the sky, no stress. Can't ground me, I know this since when I had less. Look at how far we progress. Fluid, I don't see a threat.
I'm starting this new chapter where I'm really going to be finding the best version of who I am, and not the best version of who I was with Steven or with my past traumas even before Steven, outside of being a mom, outside of being a career woman, outside of writing a book, outside of this. Like, who am I just existing right now?
Did you hear what she just said? It slipped right over everyone's mind, right? Rewind that back. Listen carefully.
In this new chapter where I'm really going to be finding the best version of who I am.
The best version of who? Who I am.
And not the best version of who I was with Steven.
With Steven. She want to be separated from him. She don't want to be remembered for being with him. She want to do her own thing. She don't want you, when you look at her, to remember tWitch. So all of you fans out there that rock with her, if you still do, she's basically saying, when you look at me, Allison is saying, when you look at Allison, I don't want you to see tWitch when you see me. In other words, when you see her dance, She don't want you to see Steven Twitch Boss. She's trying to separate herself from him because she was always jealous of him. He was the star. He was the light. He was the one that people loved. From when he first auditioned for the dance show, he was already a star. Remember they turned him down at first? Remember they denied him? Then he came back again, tried again, and got put on. She's saying, I don't want you to remember him when you see me. I want to be identified for who I am. Listen carefully. We're doing a thorough breakdown. Listen carefully.
In this new chapter where I'm really going to be finding the best version of who I am, and not the best version of who I was with Steven or with my past traumas even before Steven, outside of being a mom, outside of being a career woman, outside of writing a book, outside of this. Like, who am I just existing right now?
Who am I existing right now? I don't want to be remembered for him. In other words, I'm done with him. He dead. It's my time to shine. I got a new book. I got a new man. I got a new chapter. I am not worrying about nothing else. I'm trying to move on with my new man because I never loved him. How could a woman be with a guy so popular, loved by all, die by an alleged self-deletion, and then she move on that fast with a new man? Make that make sense. She looked too happy in this photo. She looked like she known this guy for more than 5 years. Because if the truth be told, guys, she allegedly was with that man already. I could see it in her face. That's right. You look carefully at this photo, guys. She was already with this guy. This did not just start. And this is why she had to allegedly get Twitch out of the way. Because she's a narc. She's a narcissist. She was a part of the reason why Steven Twitch Boss is dead. And now she don't want you to remember her for him. She want to be individually known for who she is. When really, to be honest with you, nobody really never rocked with her, to be honest. It was really Twitch that everybody rocked with. It just so happened that was his wife. So normally she's going to come along for the ride. But the truth of the matter is, she never loved him. It was all about the fame, the money, the clout, and she used him. Used his lane so that she could watch him build himself up, only to destroy everything he built. She sold the house, got rid of all the evidence, lied to the media, and now she's lying in a new book. No one should be supporting this woman. No one. If you are a Steven Twitch Boss fan, do not support this woman. She did that man dirty. I've never seen anybody betrayed this bad. Just so that they could write a book. I mean, what exactly do Allison do? Who is she? What does she do? She don't do anything. She's now trying to take Steven and use this new lane of she's trying to help people with mental illness. When she got mental illness, because she's a narcissist. She's the one that is probably allegedly on drugs and planted these things and told the world that Steven Twitch Boss was on drugs. How could you do that? How could you determine that Steven Twitch Boss had an addiction just because you found some paraphernalia in a closet. How could you do that? How could you determine that a man is addicted to something because you found something in a shoebox? That's misleading. We got to also talk about the mom. We'll do that in a separate video. Because she didn't come out with no video. She came out with a statement on Instagram. And also, let me also make this very clear. Anytime you come to this platform, right, and you got information for me, don't post nobody's links in my comment section. Don't do that. If you got something for me, use your brain. Send it to my Instagram respectfully so that it goes to me. Because I had to block somebody today for doing that by posting a link to a YouTuber. Don't do that. Because what you're doing is you're sending my viewers to go to a YouTuber to hear their video. That's not helping me. What are you doing? That's like walking into my store and then directing all the traffic that's in my store to go shop at another store. That don't make no sense. People ain't come to my platform to hear somebody else talk. They came here because they want to hear me. So don't do that. If you got information for me, send it to my Instagram. Matter of fact, don't send me a YouTuber video. Don't ever do that. Send me the source. Send me the mama's Instagram. That's all you had to do. So now, let's rewind back the tape, break this thing down.
In this new chapter where I'm really going to be finding the best version of who I am, and not the best version of who I was with Steven or with my past traumas even before Steven, outside of being a mom, outside of being a career woman.
Her past traumas before Steven. Yeah, I got to pick up on all these clues. Her past trauma before Steven. Why is she talking about that? Past trauma. So you didn't overcome your trauma? So you got with Steven Twitch Boss with your trauma and drama from your previous man who was also a drug addict. Because if you listen to the interview, she said her last relationship, the guy that she was with, had an addiction. So who was that? That was most likely the father to her elder daughter. So what do you think she's doing? She's projecting the life of that baby daddy onto Twitch. Because how is it that as a woman, you jump from one man that had an addiction to another man that have an addiction? No, it ain't happen like that. You're lying. You're lying. You're projecting either your own lifestyle onto Twitch, or you're projecting the lifestyle of your former baby daddy onto Twitch in order to sell a book. Why would all of Twitch Boss relatives come forward giving you pushback? It's because you made them sign that NDA. You mislead them. You manipulated them. And now they're hurt because you don't think his own family know him? If a family member is on drugs, trust and believe it, the family would know. And everybody denied that. They basically saying, you're lying. I mean, I already know you lying. I didn't need the family to tell me that. I know. Because I could tell when somebody's on drugs. Because I said in my previous videos, my mother was on drugs. So I know the signs of when somebody's on drugs. Steven was not on drugs. He was not. And although my mom eventually got cleaned up and got off drugs, I know all the signs. He don't display none of the signs. He was focused. He understood his routine. He had a good career. Do you understand that? He was in the gym. He worked out. He was physically fit. Can't be doing all of that stuff if you on drugs. Sorry. You'll neglect all of those things. You betrayed him, even in death. You betrayed him. Whatever happened to love one another in sickness and in health, till death do you part? It's as if though you couldn't wait for him to die, just so you could go out there and start your new life with this man. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're an embarrassment. He has kids. How the fuck could you go to People magazine and tell them that that man had an addiction? Even if it was true, how could you do that? Do you know how evil, how wicked you could be to do such a thing? You don't think his mom is hurt? You don't think his mom is heartbroken to know that? You literally went out there and lied just so you could sell a book. That's what she did, guys. She did all of that just so she could sell a book. Now, the mom is hurt. The mom is broken. Stephen loved his mom. You see that? Mom Duke. Stephen loved his mom, spoke very highly of his mom. You made that woman sign an NDA in order to see her own son. She had to wait 3 weeks to see his body because of you. In her age, this is what you did? And you had the nerve to tell the world that her son had an addiction? You don't think his mama would know that? This is what you did. Again, if you are a Stephen Twitch Boss fan, a supporter who've been rocking with him, don't ever support this woman. Don't ever look to her as someone that you should support because of Twitch. Don't support this woman. Don't do that. Let her deal with her own issues. Let her find her own audience. Let her do her own thing. Don't support this woman. This woman betrayed this man. And you know what's so sad about this, ladies and gentlemen, to all you Twitch fans out there? See, I remember everything and I bring everything back up. Remember, Allison said that she was going to do something for the fans. You remember? Put a 1 in the chat if you remember that. Put a 1 in the chat if you can remember when Allison basically said that she's going to do something for the fans so that the fans can mourn. But first, what she want to do is the funeral thing. And then she want to do something for the fans in hopes that the fans can be able to mourn. She never did it. Look at the 1s. You see the 1s in the chat? They remember. She never did it. You know why? You know why she never did it? Because she was too busy with this guy right here. She was busy with him the whole time while everybody is mourning the death of Stephen Twitch Boss, trying to figure out, okay, is there going to be justice? Are they going to do an investigation? She was too busy mixed mingling with this guy because there's no way that within the time frame from when he died till now, you're all in love with this guy. A woman who is in love with Twitch would not so easily move on that quick. There'll be too much memories. Too many. Some women have to really get themselves together, but you wanted to move on quick. You couldn't wait because you was already doing dirt on the low key. Let's get back to the video.
In this new chapter where I'm really going to be finding the best version of who I am and not the best version of who I was with Stephen or with my past traumas even before Stephen, outside of being a mom, outside of being a career woman, outside of writing a book, outside of this, like who am I just existing right now? Our anniversary weekend was right before everything happened. And it's so interesting when I look back because Now there are little signs, but when we were in the moment, everything was beautiful.
Think about what she's saying. Remember, their anniversary was just the other day. Well, not just the other day, but you get what I'm saying. Before everything transpired, their anniversary just took place. They made a video and published it on TikTok, on Instagram. Now, why would a man go celebrate his so-called anniversary and then the next day says, okay, you know what? I want to get out of here. Let me leave. Who does that? Who put out a video with his wife, happy and joyful and dancing and having a great old time, and then the next day or two take their life? Who does that? Who does that? She's lying. She's lying, guys. Listen.
And not the best version of who I was with Steven or with my past traumas even before Steven, outside of being a mom, outside of being a career woman, outside of writing a book, outside of this. Like, who am I just existing right now? Our anniversary weekend was right before everything happened. And it's so interesting when I look back, because now there are little signs, but when we were in the moment, everything was beautiful. We had chose to go stay in Laguna Beach, and we chose that because Wesley was having a soccer tournament out there, and we wanted to go see her, and everything was blissful, and we were watching, the soccer games and eating room service and going to have drinks together and going to museums.
You don't hear the narcissist in her voice? You don't see that she's a narc? Does this sound like a woman that even cared? She has no empathy for this man. None. Listen, when we did all of our investigative videos about Twitch, this woman was a red flag, man. And this just made it worse. Imagine a book. You write a book. First of all, she ain't write the book. She's not an author. Let's just cut to the chase. Somebody else wrote the book. AI wrote the book. Somebody else did the work. She didn't sit there and write a book. You understand? She's doing this in order for herself to be an advocate for people that struggle with this. She's trying to make a name for herself off of the blood of Twitch.
Bought a sculpture together, and everything was great. We drove there, and then we drove home, and I had no clue. And I think that's the confusion that I've always been left with, because I'm not going to have closure, my kids aren't going to have closure, because it's very confusing when you think everything's wonderful. But then then you look back and you're like, oh, maybe that was a sign.
Maybe that was a sign. Why are you telling everybody these things? Maybe that was a sign. Where were you the morning when he left? Shouldn't that have been a sign? He just get up and leave his car to jump in an Uber somewhere? That wasn't a sign? What about the gun, Allison? It is alleged that gun belonged to you. What about that? Come on now. What's really going on? How come when he left and didn't take his car, you didn't call his people, call his family, call his friends, be like, hey guys, I don't know what's going on. Maybe you guys could talk to him. You ain't calling nobody. You waited for everything to go down, and then you try to play like you didn't know. You're talking about signs. Where's the Ring camera footage? Where is that? What's really going on? And how come you were never investigated? How come law enforcement didn't take you in to interrogate you? How come they didn't check your cell phone for text messages? Because normally people do stuff like this. Normally, law enforcement will bring in the wife and be like, look, husband is dead. He's in a hotel. Did you guys have some sort of disturbance, any sort of domestic issues? We're going to need to see that cell phone. We're going to need to study any text messages. How come we never heard no stories about Twitch's cell phone in terms of text messages? Who was the last person he called? What was going on? It's like The death of Twitch, to me, is an inside job that may have even involved law enforcement. Because none of this stuff is adding up. I mean, if I'm law enforcement, I'm going to investigate every single thing that there is. I'm going to want to know what was going on in his cell phone, because they said that he put it on airplane mode or something along those lines. Okay, so who did he last call? Who did he last speak to? Let's check the text messages. What was the text messages between him and his wife? What was really going on? And how come nobody ain't questioning the fact that Allison never called the police? She went down to the police station to report him missing. Who does that? Who does that? So she should have been investigated from the beginning, but for whatever reason, nobody investigated. Nobody showed us any footage from the motel. Normally, they'll show us Twitch walking into the motel so we could see how he looked, which will tell us, was he disorientated? Like, was he under the influence of some sort of drugs? Were he angry? You know, these are the things that the video would show. We would see the body language. We would see him talk to the receptionist. You know, we would see him walking through the corridor of the motel. These are like basic things in an investigation that we should have already. But for some reason, it was never disclosed. Come on now. Who was the Uber driver? What time did he arrive? What's really going on? It's like there's so much information that was erased from this situation here. And now she's writing books to tell all of us that he had an addiction. That's the highlight of Twitch's career she wants us to remember. She ain't write a book to tell us how great he was and how much of a good father he was. No, he had an addiction. Does that sound like a wife that loved him? No, she never loved him. Her job is to destroy his reputation and his legacy.
But that's also still something I'm still trying to process and understand myself, which is why therapy is wonderful.
Her therapy is wonderful. You know why? Because she's a narcissist and she got mental issues. That's why she's at the therapist.
That I've always been left with, because I'm not going to have closure, my kids aren't going to have closure, because it's very confusing when you think everything's wonderful. But then then you look back and you're like, oh, maybe that was a sign. But that's also still something I'm still trying to process and understand myself, which is why therapy is wonderful. But for real, it's interesting because there were no signs at that moment for me. I didn't know. And even the days coming home, I remember when we got home, we made a dance video. There was a dance video that he actually wanted to do. He wanted to do it I think it was like either every Sunday or every Monday before Christmas as a family. And we did it. And I was reading a story to my kids that night, and we had dinner.
You weren't reading no story to your kids that night. Stop the lying. Stop the lying. You mean to tell me this man is going to do a dance video for the anniversary and in the next day or two take his life? You really want us to believe that? No, something happened between that time to the time he left the house. Something happened between you two. Because how does a man get up in the morning, you get up with him, and you see him storm out the house and you ain't say nothing? So you didn't put up no struggle. You just kind of just let him go, and you didn't say nothing to him. There was no words. There was no argument. There was nothing. See, this is what I'm saying. I really believe that the death of Twitch was an inside job, and it may have had law enforcement involved, because none of this is making any sense from a point of law enforcement. They did a terrible job. A man found in a motel with a gunshot wound. Nobody questions the wife. Nobody get footage. It's almost as if though some chief officer at the top was like, don't do this, don't do that, omit all this information. Let's just wrap it up and just call it a case and just paint it as he took his life. End of story. End of story. You know what would have been really funny? What would have been really funny if this guy was in law enforcement? That would have been funny. That would have been amazing. Let us find out. Or maybe he's some rich cat that got a lot of money. Because, you know, she's not just going to get with this guy. You know what I mean? So he got to be somebody that really got something. You know what I mean? Come on now. What if this guy is law enforcement? That would ring all sorts of red flags and bells. But then again, he might be some cat that makes a heck of a lot of money. You never know. Or she may be taking care of him with Twitch's money. Because remember, she got a hold of all his money and she was fighting to get his money. So I wouldn't be surprised. But the truth is going to come out either way.
There weren't signs. Wesley is so strong, but
nobody cares about Wesley. Do you understand? That's not Twitch's daughter. Let's get to the point. Because that daughter most likely belonged to the man that you claim had an addiction. Now you're trying to be all sentimental talking about Wesley. See, that stuff don't work with Ringo TV. I'm not moved by none of that emotional bullshit. A man is dead, and you never shed a tear. This woman have never shared a tear, ladies and gentlemen. Do you not know that? Allison Holker never shed not one tear since Twitch died. Not one. She never displayed emotion of a woman torn, brokenhearted. Do you know what it would feel like to lose your mate? Do you know how hurt you would be, broken and torn, to know that they're gone? You won't be yourself no more. It would take a long time for you to get over this, man. The memories would eat you alive. How many of you ever lost a parent? A mom, a dad? And you damn near lost your mind. Every time you think about them, memories just hit again and again and again. You start to cry and your eyes water up. You start reminiscing. If I go start thinking about my mom, it does something to me. Because she died in her early 60s. So for her to lose her husband and show no emotion, no tears, no nothing, that right there is like cold, callous.
You know, having someone say last words to you that you didn't really process at the time as being anything wrong, as dramatic as she had to deal with the words that I believe it was, I wanted to be your Superman, or I wish I could be your Superman. That's really hard to hear, especially as a teenager, and look back on everything.
Do you see how she's trying to make everything all emotional? Like, oh, he said he wanted to be your Superman and blah, blah, blah. But you painted him as a man that's an addict. So now his children is going to grow up and they're going to learn that mom threw daddy under the bus by saying he's an addict. They're going to all their friends going to be like, wow, Twitch was an addict. That's what they're going to remember him as, an addict. Not the guy that made people smile, the guy that danced. No, he's on drugs. That's what you did to him. How is that upholding his legacy?
And she still goes to that same school where he dropped her off and said those words. But I'm also really proud of her for sticking it through and facing it every single day when she goes to school. And she handles it with far more grace than she should have to. But we took the steps to really help her and communicate with her and make her feel seen and heard in it.
See, here's the problem. That's not his biological daughter. You're talking about something that it shouldn't even be talked about. You're supposed to be talking about his kids. His kids. Not the child that you had by some other person. You understand? You're using these kids as a crutch. And you're using Twitch's death to enrich yourself. And I can see through all the BS. But because I'm not emotionally moved like other people that would feel all sentimental towards you, I can't, because you're cold-hearted. You've shown the world that you're cold-hearted and you really don't have no respect for his kids or yourself. All you see is money. You're greedy. You're evil.
And I think she also sees those words as something beautiful and also ugly. You know, it's a battle that she's going to always have with herself, but I know she can see it for both sides. When I would think about my husband at the time, I would think, oh, I love that Twitch is such a great performer, but then when he comes home, he feels safe enough to be Steven.
You see what she just did? Now you got to pay attention, guys. What she's going to attempt to do here in this segment is make it seem like Twitch had some sort of multiple personality disorder. In other words, he was two different people he was living two different types of lives. That's what she's going to try to imply here. In other words, he was Steven at home, but then he was Twitch in the world, and he was just living these two people. And she's going to lead that into him having an addiction. That's what she's doing. Listen carefully. I'm going to wind it back a little bit.
When I would think about my husband at the time, I would think, oh, I love that Twitch is such a great performer, but then when he comes home, he feels safe enough to be Steven. Twitch was extremely extroverted. Steven was introverted. Twitch loved to be the light in everyone's lives, and then Steven liked to hide away. Those are very two different personalities that were battling each other. And
you see what she just did? Two personalities that were battling each other. Do you see how she's setting the stage up? So she's telling us the whole time she was married to this man, he had two personalities. No, the one with two personalities is Allison. She's projecting her own issues onto Twitch. Normally, when people are jealous of you and they hate you and they want to be you, what they do is they begin to project their own issues onto you. So if they got demons and they got attitudes and habits and different insecurities, they'll project it on you. And they'll say, you're the one with the problem. You're the one with the issues, in order to empower themselves. You understand? And that's what she's doing right here. She wants the world to believe that Twitch had two personalities living a secret life. That's what she's doing. Let's rewind it back.
it was introverted. Twitch loved to be the light in everyone's lives, and then Steven liked to hide away.
Wow.
Those are very two different personalities that were battling each other.
Battling.
And we would talk about that in interviews, that he very much admitted that that was going on. And I think as I was with him for so long, and that's how he's been the entire relationship, I was like, it's a beautiful thing that he can be both.
You see what she just did? It's a beautiful thing that he can be both. So what she's basically saying is, Twitch, the guy that you guys love, that's the part that you like, and that's the part that you knew, but you didn't know the secret life of Steven, who was addicted to drugs. That's what she's doing. She's making this up as she go, guys. She's lying, misleading viewers, misleading the audience in order to sell books.
How he's been the entire relationship, I was like, it's a beautiful thing that he can be both. But then when you start stepping away from the new fact of what's happened, I look at that, I was like, wait, what if I would have made him feel safe, or with therapy, he could have felt safe to be him all the time?
Do you see what she just did? This woman is an evil demon. Look at her face, guys. I'm trying my best to be nice. I'm really trying my best. What she just said there is so cold and callous. Let me rewind it back.
He would talk about that in interviews, that he very much admitted that that was going on. And I think as I was with him for so long, and that's how he's been the entire relationship, I was like, it's a beautiful thing that he can be both. But then when you start stepping away from the new fact of what's happened, I look at that, I was like, wait, what if I would have made him feel safe, or with therapy, he could have felt safe to be him all the time?
You see? So he could be safe to be him all the time. In other words, he was hiding who he really was. This is what she's doing. Her eyes are lying, guys. Look at her eyes. Her eyes show the lie. The eyes. Look, as I cover her mouth. You see her eyes? Her eyes are evil. It's all in the eyes. Because all you got to do is just go like this. You see how her mouth look? Her mouth is not matching her eyes. She's lying. She's hiding. That's what a narcissist does. They look like they smiling, but when you look at their eyes, you see the evil, the cold, callous, evil intent. The eyes is the gateway to the soul. You can never hide when you are looking at someone. That's why a lot of times when people do interviews, they wear dark shades. You wondering why you wearing dark shades inside your house? Because they're hiding their eyes. They don't want nobody to see their true spirit. You understand? She's lying about so many things. It's unbelievable.
And what if he felt safe being this one individual that has different kind of energies?
Being this one individual. So she's basically saying that one of his personalities is good, the other one is bad. That's what she's doing, guys. That's why she's saying it could have been, he would have been safe to be this one individual rather than two.
But you don't have to be a completely different person and put them aside from each other. I wish in that part of my life with him that he would have felt comfortable asking for help, wanting to go to therapy, wanting to talk to—
Who the fuck this woman is, bro? Like, really, 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 fam. She's literally saying he should have been feeling comfortable to get therapy. How could you say that? The man is dead. He's not here to defend himself. You making it seem like Twitch had some sort of problem that he was struggling with. You made all this stuff up. You allegedly had something to do with his death. You. And now you're writing a book trying to make it seem like, oh, if he could have just came to me to get help, we could have got him therapy. You're the one painting this whole narrative. There have been no investigation that can prove beyond a shadow of doubt that that man was struggling. From the when they found his body in that motel, they said there was a note there alluding to past struggles. From when we saw that garbage, I went live and I made a video and I shot all of that mess down and I said it's bullshit. All of it. How the heck you gonna tell me a man would go to a motel, take his life, and then come back with a damn leave a note there talking about, oh, this note is alluding to my past struggles. Fam, if you take in your life, you don't want to tell nobody about no past struggles. From when they said there was a note sitting around somewhere, alluding to this and alluding to that. Notice they never showed us the note. Notice that, guys. Till this day, they never showed us the note. They just told us. No proof. They never gave us anything. Because it's all a lie. That was they were setting the stage so that she could do this book. Alluding to past struggles. Okay, what was those past struggles? Oh, I had an addiction. You see how that worked? Put it all together. This woman is evil, guys. Boycott her book. Boycott anything she does, guys. Boycott anything she does, fam. Nobody should be supporting her, man. This is pure evil. I don't care what nobody say, man. You don't throw this man under the bus like that. You don't disrespect his family. His family is on social media right now giving her pushback because she's wicked, man. She made them sign an NDA just to attend a funeral, man. When have you ever signed an NDA to attend a funeral of a loved one? Come on, man. This is beyond evil, guys. Let's get back to the tape, rewind it back a little bit.
And what if he felt safe being this one individual that has different kind of energies, but you don't have to be a completely different person and put them aside from each other? I wish in that part of my life with him that he would have felt comfortable asking for help, wanting to go to therapy, wanting to talk to his friends or loved ones or people he felt comfortable with.
Remember, she's the one that's in therapy right now because she's the narcissist. She's projecting everything that she's going through. She's the one that got problems. It's not Twitch. She's the one. I'm telling you, man. Listen, if they would open back up the case with Twitch, they're going to find out that she's guilty, fam. I'm telling you. They need to investigate this woman. Investigate all phone records, all text messages. Find out who this woman was talking to months before the death of Twitch. I promise you, it's going to have all sorts of evidence that's going to point her to his death, man. Because when you do thorough investigations, people are sloppy. People are sloppy when they do dirt. When they do crimes, when they commit crimes, they always make mistakes. Ask anyone in law enforcement, they'll tell you this. People always, they make mistakes, man. They lead things. They incriminate themselves all the time. This is why they have investigations. Once you start looking into them phone records, emails, their whereabouts, receipts, where they shop, and they start going back into the tapes, you're going to find what you need to find.
About what he was really feeling. But I think he was always so...
What do you mean about what he really been feeling? What do you mean? You're alluding to things that ain't even there. What do you mean by things he was feeling? You're making people believe in things that are not there, and that's wrong.
To go to therapy, wanting to talk to his friends or loved ones or people he felt comfortable with about what he was really feeling. But I think he was always so strong for everyone. He wanted to continue to be that. And that's...
So basically what she's saying is Twitch was being fake. Do you see what she's doing to his legacy? She's basically saying that Twitch was being fake the whole time. He was acting. He was putting on his fake persona of who he was. That's what she's telling you. That he was really not being himself. The Twitch that you know wasn't real. That's what she's telling you. She's uprooting his legacy. This book, this interview, all of this, People Magazine is involved in it. They need to be boycotted too. They need to be boycotted, not just her, People Magazine too. All of Twitch Boss fans should be boycotting People Magazine, everything. All of them. You folks are to be boycotting them to the point where People Magazine pulled the book, pulled the magazine that's supposed to be released. I believe it's supposed to be released in the ending of this month. I'm not sure. All of that. It's up to you, the people. Remember, guys, you got the power. You got the power to do whatever you want. If millions of people band together, all of Twitch boss fans, and say, hell no, we're not going to have this. We're not going to support this. We're not supporting this woman, and we're damn well sure not supporting People magazine. We ain't buying it. We ain't doing this. We ain't doing that. It ain't going to get done. This is evil. But if nobody say nothing, nothing's going to be done. If nobody speak on it, nothing will be done. They'll just continue to tarnish this man's legacy.
To go to therapy, wanting to talk to his friends or loved ones or people he felt comfortable with about what he was really feeling. But I think he was always so strong for everyone. He wanted to continue to be that. And that's what I've learned the most, is that even for myself, I've had some major lows, you know, as I'm trying to figure this out and navigate this myself, and I'm very scared to ask for help. And I'm learning how much strength it actually shows when you decide to
listen to what she's doing, guys. Again, she's projecting. Listen carefully, guys. When I tell you, listen, the way I'm breaking down this video, I'm breaking it down to its smallest molecule. Listen to what she just said. Remember, I told you she's projecting her own issues onto Twitch. Listen carefully. I'm going to wind it back. Listen carefully. You got to listen carefully.
For everyone, he wanted to continue to be that. And that's what I've learned the most, is that even for myself, I've had some major lows, you know, as I'm trying to figure this out and navigate this myself, and I'm very scared to ask for help.
She's very scared to ask for help. Are you seeing that? She's saying she's very scared to ask for help. That's why Twitch was very scared to ask for help. Projection. She's projecting her own insecurities, her own fears, and she's translating that onto Twitch. That's what she's doing. Everything that she's accusing Twitch of, that is who she is, guys. Yeah. Rewind that back.
For everyone, he wanted to continue to be that. And that's what I've learned the most, is that even for myself, I've had some major lows, you know, as I'm trying to figure this out and navigate this myself, and I'm very scared to ask for help. And I'm learning how much strength it actually shows when you decide to stand up for yourself.
You see that? She's afraid to ask for help, but she's finding strength to now speak out. She's saying that's what he should have did. She's projecting her own issues on him.
I've had some major lows, you know, as I'm trying to figure this out and navigate this myself, and I'm very scared to ask for help. And I'm learning how much strength it actually shows when you decide to stand up for yourself and ask for help.
In other words, she's saying that she's strong because she now knows how to ask for help, but Twitch is not strong. He's weak. That's basically what she just did.
Finally lean on someone. You know, I know for me, for the last 2 years, I felt like I wanted to get my kids through everything. I want to get my family through everything. And I want to get all my friends and all the fans and all these people that loved our family so much. I wanted to make sure I could carry them and get them through it. And then I realized, well, wait, I haven't taken a moment to also heal myself. And so it's like I'm learning that what he experienced, I want to be an example of now and show other people they can do it.
You see what she just did? She want to be the poster child now. She saw and knew that Twitch was that man that everybody loved. She's saying, you know what? Forget about him. I want to be that person now. I want to be the person that helped people heal. I want to be their savior. That's what I want to be. Listen.
I wanted to make sure I could carry them and get them through it. And then I realized, well, wait, I haven't taken a moment to also heal myself. And so it's like I'm learning that what he experienced, I want to be an example of now and show other people they can do it. I had dealt with an ex that had addiction problems, and then I realized, Steve.
Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear that? That's the key right there, guys. That's a very, very serious key. It's a red flag. Listen to what she said, guys. Listen at the tapes.
I wanted to make sure I could carry them and get them through it. And then I realized, well, wait, I haven't taken a moment to also heal myself. And so it's like I'm learning that what he experienced, I want to be an example of now and show other people they can do it. I had dealt with an ex that had addiction problems.
I had dealt with an ex who had addiction problems. Allison, I'm going to tell you straight up and down, you're a bad actor. You're a disgrace. I hope that they investigate you, and I hope you serve time in prison for allegedly having something to do with Stephen Twitch Boss's death. The reason why I know that you're guilty is because you said that you had an ex that was dealing with an addiction. If that's the case, you would know and have the experience of how to tell when someone is struggling with an addiction. So for you to accuse Stephen Twitch Boss of having an alleged addiction because you found a shoebox with some paraphernalia in there, you are a liar. Because if you dealt with this from an ex, you would know all the telltale signs. You are a liar. She's a liar, guys. Trust and believe that. Let's rewind back the tape.
Myself. And so it's like I'm learning that what he experienced, I want to be an example of now and show other people they can do it.
I want to be an example now. I want to be an example now. Why? Because Twitch was the example. Twitch was an example. She said, I want to be it now. I'm tired of him. I want to be on the front line. Every time Twitch, when he was here, he was at the front line. Everybody loved him. I want to be the one now. I'm tired of him being the popular guy. I want to be the popular girl. Basically what she's saying. Now listen carefully, guys.
I had dealt with an ex that had addiction problems, and then I realized Stephen had addiction problems. And
how did you find out Stephen had addiction problems just because you found a shoebox? You cannot determine a man having an addiction problems just because you found a shoebox with paraphernalia and contents that you don't have evidence that you even have it, that you even found it. You're just making up the story as you go. If you had an ex that struggled with an addiction problem, you would know the signs of when someone is addicted to some sort of substances or narcotics or whatever the case is. You would know the signs. You are a liar. You would know the signs, because any woman that dealt with a man that is abusive, if she get with a new man, she would automatically know the signs in the new man. She'll see it in his verbal communication. Oh, he's being verbally abusive. Oh yeah, you're just like my ex. You putting hands on her. Oh yeah, you're just like my ex. You doing certain things, she'd pick up on it right away. So her saying that her ex struggled with addictions and she didn't know that Twitch allegedly struggled with addictions, she's lying. Twitch never, listen, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me very carefully. Stephen Twitch Boss never struggled with any addictions, with any drugs. He never did drugs. Allison is lying. I could read her. She's so easy to read. She's lying to sell a book. She destroyed that man's life. Shame. And you men, when you get with women, guys, you really got to be careful. You really got to be careful. Because this is sad, man.
I had dealt with an ex that had addiction problems, and then I realized Stephen had addiction problems, and it's something that I kind of have been like, wow.
She realized Stephen had addiction problems. I just can't understand how could somebody say Stephen had addiction problems. How? The autopsy never showed anything of drugs. His family would know if he did. You lived with him for years and still didn't know, but you claim your ex struggled with addiction issues, but you didn't know any of the signs? You're lying. You are lying. This woman is evil, man. Listen, again, to all of Stephen Twitch Boss fans, please hear me, man. Don't support this woman. If you're a fan of Twitch, do not support this woman. What she's doing here, it's beyond evil. This is just wrong. This is wrong. This man is spinning in his grave, knowing that she's out here telling everybody that he's an addict, he's a drug addict. That's what she's doing. In order to sell books. Why? So she could get with a new man, guys. She's doing all of this so she could get with him. That's her new man, guys. That's the new man that replaced Stephen Twitch Boss. And look how happy she is. Look at how happy she is. Matter of fact, guys, I don't know if you noticed this. This photo, she looked more happy with him than she was with Twitch. That's sad. I'm telling you guys, people commit crimes in order to be with one another, man. Sometimes things happen in life and you really got to just wake up and see what it really is. Law enforcement need to investigate that guy as well. Take his phone records. Law enforcement, open up the case. Check that man's phone records. I promise you, you're going to find info, man. Dig up all the records, all the deleted text, deleted phone records. You can find it with the phone carrier. You can find it. It's there. None of that stuff gets deleted. They can bring up old phone calls, records, all that stuff is recorded. Bring it up. You're going to find out that that man was interacting with Allison, and you'll be able to crack the case. You'll be able to crack the case because she's guilty. She's guilty, guys. She shows all the signs. There's no other way around it.
I had dealt with an ex that had addiction problems, and then I realized Stephen had addiction problems, and it's something that I kind of have been like, where was I involved in this? And I had to take some steps for myself to realize, like, you know, I was able to help one, and I wish I could have been that for the other.
You were able to help one? So you're telling us you were able to help your ex, but you couldn't see the signs with Twitch? That's what you want us to believe? She's lying. If you were able to help one, you would know the telltale signs of someone that have an addiction. You're lying. Because if someone have an addiction, right? Now watch this, guys. If someone has an addiction and they have a shoebox in the house with whatever paraphernalia, you mean to tell me, with all your experience from your ex being an addict, you didn't know that Twitch allegedly had some sort of issues? Why are you lying? I don't know how much money they paid this woman, but they must have paid her a large sum of money to do what she's doing right now. Because her story is not adding up. It's so many holes in her story.
Take some steps for myself to realize, like, you know, I was able to help one, and I wish I could have been that for the other. But it's also not my job to do that. There was a...
What do you mean it's not your job to do that? You see how you just messed up again? I told you, when we do these breakdowns, we do the best breakdowns on YouTube. Nobody else does a better breakdown than Ringo TV. Nobody. She just said it's not her job to help Twitch, but she said she helped the ex. Listen to what she said.
Have been that for the other, but it's also not my kind of. I've been like, where was I involved in this? And I had to take some steps for myself to realize, like, you know, I was able to help one, and I wish I could have been that for the other. But it's also not my job to do that. There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet.
Who is your friend's name? Who is that? We need to cross-examine this friend, because why are y'all cleaning out a closet? When you cleaning out a closet, it's because you're getting rid of stuff. Again, guys, in our previous video, we showed you that she was lying again. She said that she had a good friend and they were cleaning out the closet. If you're cleaning out a closet, you are getting rid of stuff. But then she switched it and said that, oh, I was looking for something for Twitch to wear, you know, for the funeral. Listen.
And picking out an outfit for him for the funeral.
Lies.
And it was a really triggering moment for me because
she's lying. Listen again. She's lying.
There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral.
That doesn't make it makes no sense. It makes no sense. That's two different stories in one sentence. You were cleaning out the closet. Cleaning out the closet means you're getting rid of stuff. He's dead. You're cleaning out the closet. But then it switched into, we were looking for something for him to wear. Why didn't you just buy something for him to wear? Why would you be looking for something to wear? This is your first time in the closet? You never been in that closet before, and all of a sudden you find a shoebox? You're lying. Listen.
Have been that for the other, but it's also not my job to do that. There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet.
It probably was the guy. She was probably cleaning out the closet with this guy. He was probably there with her at the house, cleaning the closet. And maybe he allegedly planted some sort of paraphernalia and drugs or whatever in the closet. You never know. You never know, man. Listen, man, there's so much evil going on, guys. It is so sad. So sad how much evil is in this world. People will do anything for the almighty dollar. So much.
Have been that for the other, but it's also not my job to do that. There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet and picking out an outfit for him for the funeral. And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed. And it was very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue. So it was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out. But it also helped me process that he was going through so much.
How does she know that? How could she determine he was going through so much? She literally made up an entire narrative to cover the murder. This is what she's doing, guys. This book is designed to cover up the murder of Stephen Twitch Boss. But it's not gonna work. I said it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. This book is designed to cover up the murder of Stephen Twitch Boss. Put the puzzle together, guys. He goes to a motel, allegedly takes his life, She writes a book. He was struggling with drugs. That's why he took his life. Do you see what they did? Do you see what they did to him? He was on drugs. That's what they're saying. That's why he took his life. He couldn't deal with it no more. So he ended it. It's a lie. Why would he have these items in his closet? That would imply that he's using these products in his house. You gonna tell me she's not gonna know? If I'm in my house and I'm on some sort of drug, you don't think my wife would know? You don't think she would be able to see that? But like I'm acting strange. My eyes are glassy. I'm acting weird. I'm arguing. I'm angry. You mean to tell me she can't see the difference? This woman is a liar, man. Evil. Very wicked, man. Listen to her crazy story.
And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed.
How you didn't know it existed if you live in the house? How? How could you be a homeowner and don't even know what is in your house? And I'm pretty sure his closet is in the master bedroom. So there's no way you could tell me you don't know what's in the closet. Makes no sense. You're making up this story. And again, as we said in our last video, if you found drugs or any sort of paraphernalia in his closet, how come you didn't notify law enforcement? How come you didn't take pictures? How come you didn't do that? How come you didn't notify the family? Because that would have been useful for the investigation. But you decided to put it in a book. And now what this does, this justifies why he allegedly took his life. You are a liar. And you co-conspire with his death. I believe that with all my heart. I really hope they open the case and prosecute this woman, guys, because I'm telling you, she have an involvement with Stephen Twitchball's death. That man did not take his life. From day one, I knew that wasn't so. From day one, from the first videos we've done, we knew he did not take his life. He had too much going for himself, too much life to live. He had 2 kids of his own. Why would a man end it all with babies so young? She did it, guys. I'm telling you, this woman is involved. This woman is involved. That's why she's writing this book. Because what this book does, it closes the case on Stephen Twitchball. And it makes it look like that's exactly the reason why he took his life. Because he was struggling with some sort of drug addiction. That's why. She's a part of it, man. I'm telling you, people. I don't care what nobody say, man. This woman is a part of it, man. I can see it. I know it. My discernment bell is ringing. She is guilty, man. Her hands have blood. And she wrote a book to throw him under the bus.
I wanted to make sure I could carry them and get them through it. And then I realized, well, wait, I haven't taken a moment to also heal myself. And so it's like I'm learning that what he experienced, I want to be an example of now and show other people they can do it. I had dealt with an ex that had addiction problems, and then I realized Stephen had addiction problems, and it's something that I kind of have been like, where was I involved in this? And I had to take some steps for myself to realize, like, you know, I was able to help one, and I wish I could have been that for the other. But it's also not my job to do that. There was a moment I was with one of my really dear friends, and we were cleaning out the closet.
You were cleaning out the closet, but look at her face, guys. She's lying. Do you see the facial expression? Right there. She's lying. She said she was with a dear friend. We were cleaning out the closet. When you're cleaning out the closet, you're not looking for clothes for someone to wear. Someone is helping you to pack up all of Stephen Twitchball's stuff so you can dump it. Are you putting the puzzle together, guys? That's what it means when you're cleaning out the closet. When you're cleaning out the closet, you're taking things out. How else would you find a box? Put the puzzle together, y'all. Come on now, use logic. If you're cleaning out the closet, looking for something for Steven to wear, why would you be inside of a shoebox? Come on. They were cleaning out the closet because they were getting rid of stuff. And she had to switch the story up to make it look like we were looking for something for him to wear. Because if you keep the narrative of we were just cleaning out the closet to get rid of stuff and we found this shoebox, it doesn't sound right. It's like, well, who would be helping you to clean out your closet? Like who needs help to clean out their husband's closet? You could do that on your own. But she had to twist it around and say, well, you know, we were trying to find something for him to wear.
And picking out an outfit for him for the funeral.
Lies.
And it was a really triggering moment for me because there was a lot of things I discovered in our closet that I did not know existed.
You did not know existed? That's a lie. What do you mean things you found out that you did not know existed? How come you didn't call the cops? Where's the police report? Hey, officers, I was cleaning out the closet. I found all of this paraphernalia. I found narcotics, pills. I don't know what to do. I want you guys to come over. Maybe you guys can use this for your investigation. She ain't even do that.
And it was very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue.
How do you know what was happening that you have no clue? He's dead. You were not seeing nothing. You didn't hear nothing. You just see a shoebox with some items that we still haven't seen. And you're saying so much was happening. How? The man is underground. What was happening? You didn't witness nothing happening. You're lying.
So it was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out.
What was so scary that you figured out from looking in a box? You can't look in a box and figure everything out. That's crazy.
But it also helped me process that he was going through so much.
How could he be going through so much? How? He's dead. You found a box. You just can't jump to the conclusions and say, oh, he was going through so much. What you're basically saying is the reason why he took his life is because of the items I found. She did it, guys. I'm telling you, she's guilty. She's guilty, guys. They are using this book. Listen, I don't trust nothing, fam. The whole industry is in on it, fam. This was a blood sacrifice. This definitely was a blood sacrifice, and she was involved. Because she keep pushing, oh, he was going through so much. You're helping the narrative of what they put out when they claim they found a note at the motel. You're helping them. Because you're trying to cover your ass. Because you know you had an involvement in it. You want people to believe the narrative in your book so it could erase public perception of you having any involvement. Ladies and gentlemen of the court of public opinion, do not let her influence you into thinking otherwise. She is literally making up this whole story as she go.
And he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that. And
he was hiding so much. There was a lot of shame in that. How could you know that? The man is dead. What shame are you talking about? No, you're the one that been hiding a lot. You know why you've been hiding a lot? Because you were with him the whole time. That's the true shame that you're talking about, Allison. You were ashamed because you were busy fucking this dude. Yeah. That's right. See, here on Ringo TV Reactions, we do the most thorough breakdowns in YouTube history. Nobody else does a better job. When you're looking for videos to be broken down, the best reaction videos ever, make sure you subscribe to Ringo TV Reactions. she was the one feeling the shame of knowing that she was messing around with this guy while with Steven Twitch Boss. And that's why they had to orchestrate a plan to get rid of him. That is what went down, guys. Put the puzzle together. It's not hard to understand, man. You got many people that have affairs and have these type of lifestyles, and then what they do is they find a way to get rid of the other person. But they got to make it look like he took his life or he got robbed or something along those lines. She was the one that was ashamed. Listen.
Very alarming to me to learn that there was so much happening that I had no clue.
You mean so much happening that Steven didn't know or had a clue because you were living a lie?
So it was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out. But it also helped me process that he was going through so much. And he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that. And he was wrestling with a lot inside himself. And he was
No, you were wrestling with a lot. You were wrestling with a lot inside, not him.
trying to self-medicate and
Self-medicate? Think about what she's saying, guys. She's saying that Twitch was trying to self-medicate with some sort of narcotics or paraphernalia nonsense. How could you say that with no evidence of that? You didn't see him taking anything. You never seen nothing. You're trying to shape public opinion with lies.
cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone. Because he loved everyone so much. He didn't want other people to take on his pain.
If he didn't want that, why would you come out in the public and talk? You're a fucking liar, fam. You're lying. You're lying. Listen, I could look at this woman and see she's lying, guys. Look at her face, man. She's lying. My goodness, man. Learn body language, man. She's lying. Yo, if I was in law enforcement, man, I would be a very good detective. I'm telling you right now. This one, I'm a natural at this, guys. I'm a natural. I don't need no training. I'm just a natural. I have an eye for this. I have ears for this. She is lying. Her body language, her eye contact, everything about her face is lying. I'm telling you, she's lying. This is evil, man. And I'm mad because the family is struggling right now. The mom is hurting. Twitch's mom is hurting right now, guys. She's hurting. She got so much love for her son, and to think that Allison threw him under the bus, knowing mom would hear the news. I bet you Twitch's family didn't get not $1. I bet you they didn't have nothing. You know what I mean? All of Twitch's wealth went right to Allison, and the family didn't get nothing. She made sure of that. This is pure evil, man. It's just horrible. This woman is bad, man. Bad news.
And he was wrestling with a lot inside himself, and he was trying to self-medicate and cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone. Because he loved everyone so much. He didn't want other people to take on his pain. But it was very alarming and scary to find those things. And
look at the body language, guys. Look, listen, man. Watch the body language.
Clue. So it was a really scary moment in my life to figure that out. But it also helped me process that he was going through so much.
He was going through so much. Now watch her body language. Watch as she's looking at whoever she's looking at, and then she looked to the side, she looked up, down, left, right, all over the place. That is the signs when people lying.
And he was hiding so much, and there must have been a lot of shame in that. And
look,
he was wrestling with a lot inside himself.
How do you know that?
And he was trying to self-medicate.
Self-medicate?
And cope with all those feelings because he didn't want to put it on anyone.
Put it on anyone? He never told you. If you just found this information out, he never told you, and you're his wife. So why would you be telling us? Does that sound like something a wife would do? If he never opened up to you, why would you be sharing his darkest secrets, if it was true, with us? That's something you take to your grave. But you don't care because you want to make money with a book.
Because he loved everyone so much. He didn't want
Look, you see how she's looking to the side? That is what happens when you're lying. When you're lying, you start looking all over the place.
other people to take
You see that?
on his pain. But it was
You see how she have to look to the side?
very alarming and scary to find those things and have never known.
She's lying. She's lying. There are so many lies, man. She's speaking so many lies, it's unbelievable.
I have been trying to release all this anger this whole time.
She been trying to release all this anger. She.
And I thought for a moment I thought if you would have asked me 6 months ago, I thought I'd released all the anger out.
She's the one with the anger issues, guys. She's the one with the anger issues. How do we know that there was, listen, there could have been domestic violence in that house, guys, where she probably threatened to air out some secrets with Twitch. She seemed the one that have all the anger issues. Come on now, put it together.
Towards Stephen. And I'm now learning that you're always gonna have triggers. There's always gonna be a moment when I get really sad or really angry or have a new thing I find out and get really confused, or like I said, like an aha moment of like, oh, how did I not know that before? And then I realized that's all a part of healing. And it's about creating tools that are healthy enough for you to get through those triggers.
She's just saying a bunch of BS because what she's trying to do is be some sort of advocate for people that are struggling with mental illness and various other nonsense. She don't care about nobody. She's a narcissist. She don't even respect the privacy of her own husband. She don't even respect him, fam. There is something about privacy that you have to, and confidentiality. She lacks empathy for Twitch. These are the type of things you talk to with your therapist and they never tell nobody. So it's like, why is she telling the world these things? Because it's all a part of a diabolical plan to cover up the murder of Stephen Twitch Boss. They're covering it up.
And that's where I'm at now, as I'm trying to make sure, even if I hit a low, if I hit something really hard, I just can channel it and realize it and fix it.
This woman is evil, man. Can't trust her, guys.
One of my really good friends, she was over at my home right after everything had happened.
Now notice, one of her good friends, she was at her home. Pay attention to detail. She said, one of my good friends, one of my good friends, okay, the first friend that came over, she never said she. The first friend that came over was a he. And the one who it most likely was him. Come on now. Come on. Because with the first friend that she said came over and they went in the closet to clean it out, she never said a she. But with this person, this next friend, she made sure and let us know, oh yeah, it was a she.
And that's where I'm at now, as I'm trying to make sure, even if I hit a low, if I hit something really hard, I just can channel it and realize it and fix it. One of my really good friends, she was over at my home right after everything had happened with Stephen. And she told me I should document everything. And I was like, why would I document anything?
She told you to document everything? Why would a woman come to your house and tell you to document everything if Stephen Twitch Boss is dead? Why would they tell you that? What sense does it make to document everything if the man is dead? Do that make sense? Document it for what? So you could write a book. You see, you've been had this plan. This ain't new. Who is this friend? Was she a part of the murder plot? Yeah. Why would this friend tell her to document everything? Come on now.
And that's where I'm at now, as I'm trying to make sure, even if I hit a low, if I hit something really hard, I just can channel it and realize it and fix it. One of my really good friends, she was over at my home right after everything had happened.
Right after everything happened, this good friend was there. Just like the other friend that was there helping in the closet, remember?
Steven. And she told me I should document everything. And I was like, why would I document anything? She goes, it's going to be important for you to share your story one day.
It's going to be important for you to what? Share your story. Are y'all seeing the play?
And so from that moment on, I just randomly would like jot notes in my phone.
So you just walked around with your phone, jotting notes in your phone, and it just turned into a whole book. So your whole phone is filled with notes, and you just decided to turn it into a book. That's a damn lie.
Even though I'd be crying and I'd be so sad, but I was like, this might be important one day, or even to share it with my kids.
She's lying. Everything she says is a lie. Nobody sits around with their phone jotting notes because it's going to be useful for one day. You had it all planned from the beginning. Write a book. Write a book. That way we could cover the murder of Stephen Twitch Boss. Look at her eyes, guys. They're cold, evil. She knows. Trust me. Allison, if you're listening to this live stream right now, you know I know. You know I know that you had something to do with that man's death. You had something to do with it. Your eyes are so guilty. It is unbelievable.
One day, the experience that we went through, because my youngers, they might not remember certain details and things. So I started jotting things down, but it is interesting when you're on this healing journey, and the journey that I've been on is things were being discovered, or new things, or I was having new aha moments. So I would be writing this book and then have to be like, wait, go back, this is different for me now. Or I just realized this for the first time. And it was kind of like therapy for me. And I looked at myself all the time in the mirror. I was like, wow, like I'm feeling better, but then things are also getting harder with it. So it was just a constant battle with myself. But at the end of the day, I'm really proud that I did it. And I'm really proud of what work has been put out. And
you see how she's promoting the book? And see, this is what People Magazine is a part of. They're all a part of it. That's what this is about. For her to promote books.
Hope one day that my kids can look at it, my friends and family.
One day your kids are going to resent you for betraying their daddy.
Look at it. I really wanted to come out with this book because I've had so much support around me for years, around me, around my family, and so many people feel like they know who I am, and they look to us and they lean on us. And I've always loved that our family is like kind of this example of love and joy and light.
And now you want to be that example without Twitch. That's what it is.
And that is true, and we want to continue to be that, and we really do feel that in our home and with each other and with our friends. But I did think it was important for me to share my full story with the audience, to share that they're having a lot of low times, or I've had to deal with things that have helped me to become the person I am. And I'm still going through things, and they've been really big, dramatic things, and things I've had to really push myself forward with. And I wanted to share that with them, to see that, like, yes, I want to be that beacon of love and joy, but it's taken a lot of hard work, and I've gone through a lot of trials, and I've had a lot of, trauma and grief in my life, and it's been a choice to get myself through it. But I've also recently learned that I can't do it alone.
Can't do it alone. Of course, you can't do it alone. You know why you can't do it alone? Because you need him. See, I'm putting the play together. See, every time you speak Allison, you dig yourself deeper, because it's very easy to read you. You're very predictable. Very predictable. I know your next move before you even play the hand. Can't do it alone, right? You need a man. Come on, introduce us to him.
have to get help from other people. And so I hope that this book can be a beacon of hope for people to see that if you're having a low day, lean on someone and you can get that help.
And that's the person she's leaning on, guys. She's leaning on him for that help. Keep that in mind.
To get better, have that hard conversation, have that look at your friend's eyes and be honest with them about what you're going through, how you're feeling, and
lean into your friend, look into their eyes. That's what she's doing with that other guy, guys.
let them carry you for a second. And that's something I'm still learning, but I hope that the book can show you that if you take one step forward and just get to the next day, you're going to be okay. With our lives being as public as they have been, I had to share the honesty and the truth with my children far too soon, of what happened, what we were going to have to battle together, and the hard work that's going to go into us getting on the other side. I've had to have those hard conversations with them already. But I thought it was important because I can't let them be finding out things from unsafe environments. They have to find it out from somewhere they feel safe, which is with me, with this home, with our friends, with our...
Why would they... So hold up. You don't want them to find out information from no other sources that are unsafe, but yet you're lying about their dad. They shouldn't even know all of this evil that you're doing. Why would they want to remember their father as an addict? Why would you do that? How does that help their upbringing? You would want them to remember him for his good deeds, not anything that is not good. So you're not helping the kids. You're not. You're a horrible parent too.
Family, with the right team around us. And it's been really beneficial. I wish I didn't have to have those conversations with them. I don't wish it on anyone, which is why this book is important. Is I don't want other people to have to go through what we went through. I don't wish that on anyone. And the conversations I had with my children, it was far too soon in their life to expose them to those things. But all I can wish and hope is that they find the light in themselves to keep moving forward, and they don't ever have to be an example to other people, but just for themselves be okay. My youngest, Zaya, she's now 5. I'm gonna have to probably have all these conversations with her when she gets older, but hopefully her brother and sister, now that they are dealing with it actively, can help be a support system to her. So it's gonna take all of us to get through this, and I want them to be the strongest version.
You know what I don't like about what she's doing? And one of the reasons why I believe she's full of shit is because she's making it seem like the family is like going through all of this turmoil and they just going through, everybody's just going through and struggling, and like the kids, everybody's just struggling. But yet she's out here throwing Twitch under the bus as a drug addict. You don't think that's adding to the pain? Like, it's not making logical sense. If y'all going through so much, why would you add on to the trauma? You see what I mean? If they're going through so much and they got to go to therapy and the kids got to go through this, everybody's going through, why would you now go to the public and publish a book saying, yeah, your father, oh yeah, he was on this and he was popping pills and he was this and he was all this other stuff. Why would you do that? That's only causing more trauma, more issues, more pain, more suffering. That's all you're doing. I'm telling you, this woman is evil, man.
The selves that they can be. I want my kids to remember that they are their own individual self.
Uh-oh, here we go. Individual self. You get it? Individual self. Pay close attention to that, guys. Individual self, which means I don't want you to identify with your father no more. You're an individual. I don't want when people see you, they remember your father. I want them to know you, and that's it. Watch.
And that this moment in their life does not define who they are. It is not their forever. It is a part of the story that builds their character. And as long as they remember that, they get to choose what side they sit on. And if they ask for the right people to help them, if they ask for the right support, they can get through this. And then they'll be on the other side. There's been a lot of questions about why I don't post about Steven. And the truth is, it hurts me to sometimes look back and see pictures. It's very...
It hurts what? It hurts you to see pictures of Twitch?
Very triggering. it was such a beautiful time, but then the stories have kind of turned and changed. And there is some sadness I have for my children. And it's also really important in my healing journey that people start to see me as me without him. And
What? 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 They need to see you as an individual without him. So you don't want to be recognized as being the widow of Steven Twitch Boss. You want them to forget about Twitch and just focus on you. Listen, what she just said there was so disrespectful. Listen to it again, guys.
And it's also really important.
Wait, hold on a second. I want you to hear this without no music. I want you to hear this.
In my healing journey, that people start to see me as me without him.
Wow. I'm done. Man. This is crazy. Listen to it again, guys. Listen to this again. Listen to this again.
Stories have kind of turned and changed. And there is some sadness I have for my children. And it's also really important in my healing journey that people start to see me as me without him. And it's really important for people to see my children as individuals without him.
What? Are you kidding me? They need to see you without him. In other words, you teaching your children not to have memories of their father. In other words, when people look at your children, you want people to see the children and not think of, oh, those are the kids of Steven Twitch Boss. You want the people to know them based on their own individual selves. She wants people to recognize her for her, not because of her affiliation with Steven Twitch Boss. This is crazy, man. This is why when I break down these videos, I do a thorough job breaking down all the details, lifting up every stone so we could see under each rock and see what is not being said. See, when you watch these little interviews, you hear the interviews, but the words fly right over your ears. And it's like, you didn't get it. That's why we specialize in breaking down the videos, you know, to educate the community, make them understand exactly what's going on. This woman want to be totally separated from Twitch so that she could join up with him. That's what it is. She don't want you guys to keep remembering Twitch because remember, she's trying to move on with the new guy. That's her goal. You see that? Let's rewind it back.
And it's also really important.
And do me a favor, if you're in the building, let's hit that like. Let's get these likes on the video to 1,000. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. You got over 800 people in this building, fam. If you rock with Steven Twitch Boss, hit the like button. Always understand you have a responsibility to hit that like button. That is what makes these videos go through the algorithm so more people can come over. If you're not hitting the like button, all this good work I'm doing is being done in vain. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you. You're the one. When you hit that like button, you're telling YouTube, this video is so good, I need for other people to see this video. This guy is telling so much truth, breaking this video down. I need other people to hear this video. But when you don't hit that like button, you know what you're telling YouTube? This video is not good. I don't want nobody to see this video. And sometimes we're doing the creator of the video a disservice by not hitting the like button. Sometimes you're enjoying the videos so much, you're neglecting to support the work, and that's preventing the video to reach the audience. We're trying to reach the people. We're trying to wake the people up so that they don't support this woman because she's wicked. And she have a diabolical plan of trying to cover up Stephen Twitch Boss's murder by putting out a book with a bunch of misleading misinformation to destroy his legacy.
It's very triggering. It was such a beautiful time, but then the stories have kind of turned and changed. And there is some sadness I have for my children. And it's also really important in my healing journey that people start to see me as me without him.
Wow.
It's really important for people to see my children as individuals without him, because
That's sad.
that is the reality now. And it's not that we can't ever honor him, but we don't have to honor him in front of everyone.
Wow. It's not like we can't honor him, but we don't have to honor him in front of everybody. Yo, that's as cold as it get, man. In other words, when we in front of people, we don't want to have to keep trying to honor him. It's like we want to forget him. That's crazy, man. Y'all listening to what she's saying here? And she's teaching this to the kids.
Journey that people start to see me as me without him. And it's really important for people to see my children as individuals without him, because that is the reality now. And it's not that we can't ever honor him, but we don't have to honor him in front of everyone.
Wow.
Because every time I would step out in public,
people would always talk about Twitch, and I'm tired of that. That's what she's saying.
it was beautiful that people would come up to me and feel so connected to me because they've been following our family's journey for so long. But we would get approached with tears and sadness and people trying to hug us and trying to share their stories, which I would try to take on with. So I would like, give it to me, I can take it. But then I realized the longer people still see us with him, the longer that carries.
Wow.
That emotion, that triggering emotion, because people don't realize that like it's triggering for us, but also can be triggering for a different fan or a different family member or a different loved one.
She don't care about the fans, guys. She don't care about Steven's fans. Are y'all seeing this? She's basically saying, as long as you guys, when y'all come up to us in the street and you keep focusing on Steven, you're triggering us. And we're tired of that. We don't want to remember him. We want you guys to look at us for who we are and stop looking at us through the lens of Twitch. He's dead. We're alive. Let's just forget about him, and you guys need to focus on me because I'm the new star. Let me be your new leader. Let me be the one to give you inspiration. That's basically what she's saying. It's pure evil.
And I need people to see us as new individuals and who we are now.
Wow.
And our lives moving forward.
Lives moving forward. In other words, it's all about us now. Steven is dead. Let's talk about us. We're moving forward. Enough of talking about Steven Twitch Boss. We don't want to remember his name no more.
And to be honest, I did see the change. The moment my family and I stepped forward and started posting ourselves by ourselves in a new energy and stepping forward, and my kids going back to sports, my kids going back to school, me getting back to work, it has helped change the lightness around us. And it's given us a little bit more freedom to move forward ourselves too, and not have to wear ourselves down with that energy. I decided to take my ring off a couple months after because
You decided to take your ring off to what? A couple of months? Oh, because you're with him. Oh, I get it. Let's get back to the video.
always turn my rings. And I always like twist them and play with them. And not even out of nerves, it's just kind of like I just constantly am turning my rings and like playing with my jewelry. And I would find myself doing it with my ring. It would immediately, even on a good day, I'd be turning my ring and it would immediately bring me back to like a memory or our wedding day or, you know, a memory with our children. And so I had to take it off so I didn't trigger myself.
She took off the wedding ring. Man, Why did she take off the wedding ring? Because she got him. He told her, you better take that ring off if you with me. Enough of that Steven Twitch boss stuff. I don't want to hear nothing about him. You're with me now. He dead. You got to understand that. That's what's going on. So all this stuff she's telling People magazine, it's pure BS, man. She's doing all of this stuff to lead up to the fact that she got a new man. Look at her face. Again, always judge the eyes. The eyes don't lie. Let's go.
Silly. I moved about a year ago. I feel like what I was able to do was let go of some of my darkness and find the light again.
Let go of her darkness. Her darkness. She was the one that was in darkness, not Twitch. Twitch was in the light. She was in darkness.
And it's not that darkness is something that you can avoid. You're gonna have highs and lows in your life. And it just felt like I was starting to feel so heavy in carrying all these emotions and memories in my last home that were at a time really, really beautiful, but it started to take a turn. That I knew that we needed lighter energy around us, new memories, a new start, new furniture that wasn't holding on to all these old.
Wow, new furniture, new energy. Oh, I know what that means. A new man. You see that? Put the puzzle together. This is why she sold the house, guys. She did not sell the house because, she was just struggling. No. The new man said, look, I'm not moving in that house. That's going to look crazy. We're going to need to get us a whole new house. You're going to have to sell that house. That way we can start a whole new life together. I don't want to live in that house. Put it together, guys. She sold a house, got rid of all the furniture that Twitch bought to get with a new man. This is horrible.
Feelings and emotions. And so when we got here, everyone felt like they could take a fresh breath for the first time in a really long time.
A fresh breath in a very long time. So y'all trying your best to forget about Twitch. That's so sad, man.
I know it sounds really aggressive, but it kind of felt like for a while we were drowning in our emotions, which you do need to go through that. If I've learned anything through therapy, it's important to feel all those feels. But this home gave us a chance to get ourselves out. It was a range of emotions because, we were having to make decisions of even letting go of some pieces of furniture or pictures or clothing and items that maybe had memories.
You notice clothing, pictures. Remember she said she was cleaning out the closet? She wasn't trying to find nothing for Twitch. She was throwing everything away because look what she just said right there. Getting rid of pictures, clothing, furniture, anything that was associated with Twitch, she got rid of, guys. She threw it away.
Tied to him that were so wonderful, and you're having to make all these really hard decisions. But every time I let go of something that I didn't feel was necessary to carry into my next chapter of my new life.
Next chapter of her new life. Again, that's the chapter right there, guys. That's the next chapter. That's what she's leading up to with the book.
It felt like I was releasing an energy with it every single time. And I think my kids did the same thing. We purged ourselves of these emotions and
they purged themselves of the memories of Steven Twitch boss. That's exactly what she's saying here, guys. This is diabolical. This is evil. I'm not saying that a woman who lost a husband, she's a widow, that it's impossible for her to move on and find another man later on in the future. But this is just too quick, guys. This is too fast. I mean, the man just died. My goodness, man. You didn't even give it time to get yourself together. It's like you sold a house. You're in a new relationship. It's like, come on now. You been did this. This is not new. I believe she was having an affair, allegedly, while with Twitch.
It also gave us a chance to remember them, and so we could laugh with things.
It could have been a situation, guys, and I'm just kind of thinking out loud hypothetically. It could have been a situation where perhaps Steven Twitch boss found out she was cheating. Let's put it together. Let's create the scenario. Steven Twitch boss finds out that she was cheating. They had an argument on that morning. The gentleman, or whoever she was supposed to be with, was supposed to be at that hotel, or whatever the case is. The two of them went into a struggle. Gun was there. Twitch boss is dead. The guy flees the scene. Hotel is paid off. Cameras is scrubbed. Because think about this. They never showed us any footage of Twitch going to the hotel, getting lunch, dinner, nothing. They never showed anything. So, for whatever reason, whoever did this murder had ties to the hotel, ties to law enforcement, and they cleaned up the whole crime scene. They cleaned it up real good. And her releasing this book was also a part of the cover-up because it finalized the deal. In other words, the reason why Stephen Twitch boss self-deleted is because he had struggles with some known substances. That's why. And that is what she'll use. And her alibi is, well, you know, I was just tending to the kids and, you know, and he just went and left the house. I don't know why. And she's in the clear. That's why she walked down to the police station to make the missing persons report. She never called it in. Come on now. Who goes to a police station? You'll be on the phone first.
Cry with things. We would have discussions and talk about it as a family. But it was a really big moment for our family to come together and decide together that we were going to move forward.
Uh-oh.
I thought...
Uh-oh. Look a here, look a here. Yeah, I can't see the play. Look at how she looked with him, guys. We never seen her this happy. She looked totally different. Look at her eyes, guys. Remember what I told you about the eyes? Look at her eyes. Look at how her eyes look. Look at her smile. You see that? She looked totally different than when she was with Stephen Twitch boss. Man, I tell you, I really believe she was having an affair. Allegedly. I believe she was having an affair. This is just sad, man. She looked too happy, guys. Like she known this guy for a long time. This is sick.
Thought it was going to be very, very hard.
Let me rewind that back for some context. Hold on.
It was a really big moment for our family to come together and decide together that we were going to move forward.
Decide together that we're going to move forward. Move forward with what? Move forward with what, guys? With the new man. I never loved Twitch. That's true. She never did. She want to move forward. Check it out.
I thought it was going to be very, very hard for me to accept love from someone.
Wow.
I thought it was going to be so difficult because I was like, am I betraying Stephen by doing that?
You are betraying Stephen. You know that. That's why you felt that way. Because you know you allegedly was in an affair with another man. You were. I know you were. Yeah. Allison Holker was allegedly having an affair. Because for this guy to come out of the blue and she's all hugged up and booed up with him all of a sudden that fast, man, come on. You ain't fooling us. We done know how this go. You been knew this guy. Oh yeah. You couldn't wait for Twitch to die.
And then I did find love, and I feel happier than ever.
Wow.
I really do. And I'm really grateful that I made that choice to open myself up to it, because it's been the best decision I've made in a really, really, really long time. My love and partnership has a completely different energy and a completely different feel now. It feels like a love that's been lived with before. It feels like this is just our third time loving each
You see the eyes? You see the difference? You don't see it, guys? Yeah, I don't see it. This is crazy, man. This is crazy.
other. It feels like it's my forever. It feels like it's my future and my support system. And I have such a calmness about this love. I have such a freedom in it, and I feel so safe and secure. And it's brought out a different side of me that I've never lived from. I feel like I lead.
Guys, sometimes you think that the wife you have is gonna always love you and all this stuff, man. This is how it would be, fam. For some of you guys, if you were to pass away, most high forbid, some of you guys, man, your old lady gonna forget your ass. That's sad, man. A woman should never forget her husband, even if she moved on. She should never forget him. That's just sick. It just goes to show she never loved him. Never did. And I don't believe she ever loved Twitch. She never did.
In more to my feminine side and my.
This is tough to listen to, guys. Listen to this section. This is sick. Listen to this section here, guys.
It feels like it's my forever. It feels like it's my future and my support system. And I have such a calmness about this love. I have such a freedom in it, and I feel so safe and secure. And it's brought out a different side of me that I've never lived from.
It brought out a different side of me. You heard that? Which means this side that it brought out, Twitch never experienced. Listen in.
I feel like I lean in more to my feminine side and
I lean in more to my feminine side, which means Twitch never got to see this side. You hear that? This new man was able to bring out her feminine side that Twitch never discovered. This is cold, man. This is sick. And she's saying these things and people don't see it? Come on now. Listen to this thing again, guys.
And it's brought out a different side of me that I've never lived from. I feel like I lean in more to my feminine side and I feel so much more alive, and I feel so loved. And
wow.
So I'm so grateful that.
So she feels so loved. She's in her feminine side. So Twitch never made her feel like that. Yo, this is so disrespectful, man.
I very hesitantly.
And she laughs, guys. And she laughs. Wow. Man.
Allowed that to come into my life, because Adam is wonderful. I'm excited for my kids, their futures, and seeing them shine. I can see them laughing again. I see them opening themselves up and trying to figure out their futures and finding hobbies that they love to do. I'm excited about this love that.
Think about what that is, man. Look at this, guys. This is not new. She been messing around with this guy. Low key. Trust me, dog. I can see all the signs. She been entertaining that brother right there. Listen in.
Themselves up and trying to figure out their futures and finding hobbies that they love to do. I'm excited about this love that I have now in my life and moving forward with that. I'm also excited that me and Wesley are going to be having a podcast coming out that we're starting right now.
A podcast that they're going to be starting right now. You see how they're trying to establish themselves? A podcast, which is going to be doing what, Allison?
So there's some fun new projects that are keeping us moving forward, and we're understanding that our purpose is to really be there for other people.
So your purpose now is to be there for other people, but you were not there for Twitch. You threw him under the bus, got a new man, starting podcasts, writing books. I mean, you don't give a damn about Twitch.
through mental health and being examples to them. And we're
You see what she's doing? Mental health, being examples to people. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, don't let this woman be no example to you because she's a horrible example.
kind of taking that head on and accepting that that's our new way of life.
That's your new way of life, right? Okay.
And I hope to be that for people. And so I'm looking forward to a new chapter where we can shine again.
Wow. This is crazy, guys. Absolutely crazy. So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The full breakdown of Allison Holker and what she had to say. So what did we learn? We learned that she never loved Twitch. We learned she have a new man. She want to move forward. She don't want to be identified with Twitch anymore. So if you're a fan of Stephen Twitch Boss, don't support this woman because she don't rock with Twitch. She's basically saying anytime you guys bring up Twitch, you trigger us. You cause us to have setbacks. So do her a favor. Let her figure out her own way. Because to be honest with you, the only reason why she even exists is because of Stephen Twitch Boss. That's a fact. Stephen Twitch Boss is the one who gave her a name. Nobody was rocking with her until they recognized that that's his wife. They were rocking with Twitch. He was the star. And she always was jealous of him. So that being said, guys, we're going to be covering this case. We're going to be breaking this down. We have a lot more content coming up regarding the Stephen Twitch Boss investigation. A lot more information. We're committed to doing that. So y'all stay safe. Peace and blessings to the mods in the chat, everybody in the building. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe today. Stephen Twitch Boss. The investigation continue. We're gonna get justice, and the truth is gonna prevail. To the mom of Stephen Twitch Boss, don't worry about it. We're on the case. We know that Allison have done you dirty, disrespected your family, betrayed your trust. It was because of you that Twitch was born in this world. She caused you to sign NDA forms in order to be at a funeral. Took 3 weeks for you to see your son. And now look at what she done. I know you're feeling pain. All over again. It's disgusting. It's sad. We're going to get up on out of here, guys. Ringo TV Reactions. #1 reactionary channel on YouTube. Bringing you the best breakdowns in these YouTube streets. Make sure you subscribe to the channel today. Click that notification bell for more. We'll catch you in the next stream. Ringo TV Reactions. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. We're out of here. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Ringo TV Reactions, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.